Hi everyone, my name is Serge. This video will be like a short tutorial on very few basics on MIG welding, also stick welding. In the first part of the video, we're gonna do few main positions like horizontal, flat, vertical and overhead. And also we're gonna explain few important details and welding techniques. And then the second part of the video will be with the stick welding. So we're gonna do pipe welding and also positions. Let's begin. Now we are going to do the whip and pause technique. So I will be going this direction, pushing and going back. So push, going back, push, going back. Now I hope the camera from here will do the recording good enough so you will be able to see. Now I made only the halfway almost. Now let's explain something important about this that we have done so far. Now take a look at the curve of the welding. So we have the angle 90 degrees, this one right here, and we have the welding looking like this. Now if you notice, if the welding could have been like too much rounded, as you can see, this means that the inside, so this is basically a cold welding and it's not good. This means that the welding hasn't deployed too much inside. So what you want to do is this one rather than this. Also, if your welding will look like this banded inside, this is not good also. So the optimal is this or completely straight somehow. Now we will try a different technique that I don't suggest, but some welders do use that kind of technique. So they don't go to the direction of the welding like we did now with whip and pass, but instead they do like a pulling technique, so they pull. Now we are going to try to do that, and you can see the difference. Let me put the camera on recording. Okay. So we're gonna start from here and we're gonna pull. Okay. Now, this is why you don't want to. Let me stop the camera recording. This is why you don't want to do this, because now look at the difference between these two. And this is more rounded, like more outside than the whip and pause technique, and also that we cannot see actually now from the inside, but this means that when we are pulling and pushing back, we are simply feeling the wire again on top, but we are not going inside between the two metals. But what we want to do is to get as deeper as we can, so that will be a good welding, and that happens with the whip and pass technique. And also we have this proper curve that we mentioned here as good, but with the pulling technique we have this one right here that it's not good. So it's not good because we haven't gone deep enough to the metal, so the connection between the joints will be like proper and stronger. So this is definitely not stronger welding than the first one. Now we're gonna try a different technique. Again, so this is the horizontal position. Just in the middle, we gonna do like simply pushing. Some guys do that, and sometimes it's proper to do that. It's fine. Let me adjust the camera. Okay, this is good. And there is nothing wrong with this simply pushing or pulling. But the only main problem is that what you're gonna do as a result, it will be like a more curved and larger looking from the outside welding. Now what I did, I just adjusted a bit the amperage so it's a bit higher. Now let's see from close. Some welders do use that, and sometime with the chassis of the big machinery like trucks and trailers, and with high heat and the proper speed of the wire, it's acceptable, it's fine. Now let's try the vertical position right here. Now we're gonna do the vertical welding with a MIG. You can go both ways, from up and down, and also from down up. That depends on the welder mostly. I am get used to go from up and down while holding the welding like this position. So let's see. I did only the half of it, just for you, so it will be enough to look at how the welding will be looking. Again, you can see that it's filled good enough, like proper. So I clean this, and this is what we have. Now let's try the overhead position, and in the end we're gonna do the horizontal. Also remember, when we are welding 90-degree corner, like in the horizontal position, so the rod should be 45 degrees, and you can bend it a bit like 30-35 degree on the side, in the opposite side of the direction that you are going. Now we are ready to make the overhead welding position. Let me adjust the camera. Now we have the camera in position. This will be the overhead position. Now I hope you will be able to see this. You're gonna push the rod in this way, making triangles, like pushing to the center and going back to one part of the joint in the triangle mode or shape. So we are pushing, going back to one joint, pushing up again to the center, going back in the other joint, going back again to the center, pushing, pulling back. So the overhead welding will be, so we have the joints here like this, T-shaped, as we can see from this position. Now the rod will go, so pushing, we go back, push again to the center, we go back to the other joint, going back again to the center, going back to the other joint. So this is the motion that we're gonna use for the overhead position. So basically this. Let me take off this. So seems good. Now we are going to cut this so we can have a clear view on the overhead welding. So this one right here, it's overhead welding with a V-shaped position. And this one, it's the vertical with from up down with wipe and pause technique. And the horizontal whip and pass technique, that's the first one. In the middle we had only pulling, and this one, it's the pulling with whip and pass. Now we're gonna do the flat position welding. And also explain a bit about the sounding of the MIG. I will show you the proper sound that you're gonna hear. That means that you are doing well. I wanted to notice the sound while welding. So now here again, when the welding is sounding like frying potatoes in the oil, like it should be constant. So that's the proper sound you're gonna need to have. Let me show you. Now we have a higher speed of the wire, and what this gonna cause is that you're gonna be able to understand it by the different sound. So whenever this happens, it means that you are going too fast with a low heat. Now the wire is moving slower. This is gonna be different also. So this is not good. Now listen again the proper sound that you're gonna need to have. So this is how you want it to sound. That means that you are doing well according to the thickness of the metal and the heat. Also the wire, they are all adjusted well. Now take a look at this right here. So here we put the wire too fast, and what this causes, it's, you can see all this mess that you don't want to have, and also there is a lot of filling. So the wire is filling the wire on top, and it's not actually melting down. And here then we have a lower speed than we actually need for the welding, and this also does heat more than necessary, so this is not good also. And here it's the proper adjustment with the speed and the heat. And here also we can see the flat welding with a whip and pause technique. I didn't really clean this good enough, and I didn't also make the V-shaped cleaning, but just to show you. So this is okay, this is low speed, this is too high speed. Now we're gonna proceed with a stick welding. So we have the machine working here, and it's a 90 ampere. Now the stick welding is different from the MIG welding because we're gonna go the other way. We're gonna go only pulling. We don't go to the direction of the welding. So we just pull. The camera is recording. We just pull. Now here I'm gonna weld the horizontal position with half moon shape like this. Let me draw. So you can have a more clear idea. So we're gonna move the rod like this, half circle, like a moon shape. This will be the movement. The camera is recording. Let's put the glass. I think we're gonna be able to see. I'm not very happy with this. In the end, I was not positioning very well, but I think it will be good enough. This is very small, I know. Maybe you will be able to see it even from here. Now we can have a better view. Now here, if you notice, this is not good. Normally you could weld on top of this carefully just to fill this up, and the rest it's pretty much perfectly done, I can say. And by doing this half circle or moon shaped movement, we get this result. If you see, it's quite okay, except this little error. Now let's proceed with the stick welding. Vertical position. Now the movement we're gonna do will be up, down, up. So let's say that this is the center of the joints, of the connections. So we're gonna go up, down to the one side, and then to the other side quickly, and then we go up again, and then the same thing constantly. So up, we go down to the one side, the other side we go up again, a bit upper, and then down again. So this will create like basements for the next filling to come. Now we're gonna be at 50 of this. Let me show it from the back camera for a better view.